The other day, I had a moment of clarity, which I have been called to share with you today. And what that was just seeing how much time and energy I had been spending thinking about other humans, what other people are thinking, what they're feeling, what they're gonna do, what they did. Just so much mind space thinking of others. And it's interesting as I say this, it's like so often we're taught, oh, think of others, put others first and all this stuff. Yet, the truth of it is we need to do the self work before we can truly treat others in the way that is best. And what am I saying is, before we can love someone else, we have to be able to love ourselves. Before we can accept others, we have to be able to accept ourselves fully and completely. Before we respect others, we need to be able to respect ourselves. And once we love ourselves, accept ourselves, respect ourselves, have compassion for ourselves, have grace with ourselves, see ourselves as innocent, we are just going to see everyone else in that way. So in seeing it this way, we can see doing this self-work is the best thing for the whole. And so it goes the opposite of this programming that says, put everyone else first. And then it's selfish to be putting yourself first. Yet, when we put ourselves first, we are actually putting everyone else first. And of course, I'm talking about putting ourselves first in terms of healing. This is not controlling others, taking advantage of others. Of course, that's not even, I don't think I even have to say that, because I trust that I'm attracting people who are already at a certain level of vibration and frequency. But it came up for a reason, so just so you know. And yeah, it's also this thing about constantly worrying about others, creating catastrophic thoughts. Yet when we come to the present, we realize it's all good. And that what I realized when I had this moment of clarity was that by being worried and concerned about other humans, I was just attracting others to me. To manifest this. Yet what I did was I said, no, not this time. I said, I'm just going to be present. I'm just going to trust that whoever crosses my path is going to benefit me. I'm going to trust that I always experience the best case scenario. And I'm going to trust that if someone does join me in this activity, it's going to make it better. So then there's no resistance. Because when we're worried about others or who's going to come or this kind of thing, there's resistance there, and then we're just attracting something that we probably don't prefer. Yet it is to teach us this lesson. So it's all helpful, but once we've been through this enough, we start to have these realizations and we're like, oh, we don't have to do that anymore. We can also set the intention that we'll just attract ones that are vibrating at our frequency or higher. Yet, of course, sometimes there's those little frequencies within us that we may not even be aware of that attract someone else, so that we can learn and grow and expand into a whole new level of joy and peace. So it's all beneficial. Yet what I did was I said, I'm just going to be present, I'm just going to trust, and I'm just going to stop thinking and putting all this time and attention into thinking about what other humans are thinking or feeling. And any humans that were around, instead of being worried about what they were thinking, I used this gem that I'm going to share right now, which is to remember that everyone is source. And so even if there's 100 people just staring at you, you can just see it as source looking at me. It's the same thing if a seagull is looking at you. Same thing if you're in the forest and all the trees are looking at you. I hope you're getting what I'm putting out. It's everything is source, so we're all the time seen by source. And it may not be seen with eyes, and it may be seen with energy, with frequency. And so when we realize like, oh, it's all just source, then that takes out any concern or any worries, at least for me. And that's why I share this, because this has been really helpful for me. And we also realize that when anyone does something that is out of alignment or thinks anything that is out of alignment, it's really nothing, because it's just coming from fear, which is an illusion, which is nothing. So that's why when we think of others and we think of their core frequency, the source energy within them that loves us unconditionally, if their human character ego does anything that is not in alignment with that, it's not even real. They're just, we could say they're just pretending, just playing make-believe, having an experience. And when we can see it like that, it just doesn't bother us. No matter what anyone is thinking or saying or feeling. Because we know what is in alignment is true and what is out of alignment is false. It really is that simple. And so coming back to this about noticing how much time and energy I had spent thinking about other people, it just felt so freeing to just let that go, even if it was just for a few minutes, and then having to remind myself, and then reminding myself, and coming back to that place, that peaceful, present place. And then today I had the thought of, it's just like doing what you would do if no one else was there. And for some scenarios, that is helpful. Yet the scenario I was in today with a bunch of different people, it was helpful in some instances, but in others I noticed that, well, I was just so thankful for everyone, for all of these mirrors, because they were all assisting me. And also, it was like, when you're doing this with all these different people, you want to be able to tune into your guidance if there is someone who's great to speak with or to have an interaction with, etc. So you don't want to always be pretending that there's no one else around. And so then I realized there's a deeper aspect to this. That what I was really getting at was this thing about having fear about other humans. It didn't matter who's around, because I got to a place today where there's tons of people around, yet I could feel the love within each one, and it just felt so amazing. I didn't even care what their human character was doing or saying or thinking or whatever. I was just feeling so happy and peaceful and blissful and thankful for all of the humans. And I thought to myself, I wouldn't have this any other way. I wouldn't want to take out a single one of these humans from this experience, because I know they're all helping. Even if some things, and many things came up for me that I didn't prefer, yet I could see how it was helping me to shift to be more of my true self. Just like we talked about yesterday. And so I was so thankful for everyone. And I also could see that as long as everything benefits us, it'll be in our reality. And as soon as it doesn't benefit for us, it will not be in our reality. And I've noticed this time and time again. With actual humans, they will literally vanish from my reality as soon as I have worked through any resistance or worked through anything. And if they are not meant to be around, it's wild. They just disappear. And so that also shows me this connection between all of us and all of our higher selves. And of course, all higher selves support all others. Yet, even at the human level, this remains true. Every human is supporting every other human. Even if that doesn't look like support, everything is helping us to grow, which is another way of saying everything is helping us to come back to our true self. And the more we come back to our true self, the more free we feel in this world. And so it's taking the benefits. It's noticing when something doesn't feel good and then shifting to what does. Or perhaps we reframe something, reassociate something. There are so many things that we can do that allow us to have just the most amazing, beautiful experience. Whereas maybe another version of us in the past would have had just an awful experience. But the exact same thing with a different perspective, one could have just the amazing experience and learning so much and taking opportunities for growth and all of this stuff. And so it really comes back to our choice. What are we going to choose? If we're going to choose to stay in the fearful beliefs and programs, that stay in the distortion, or if when we feel that, when it doesn't feel good, we start thinking, oh, let's take a minute, let's go inside, see where this is coming from, see what this is teaching me. And it may just be to put your focus elsewhere. Working on honing your focus. And your focus is an amazing reality creation machine. So it is all benefiting us. And so back to this fact that I realized this morning, it's not about not thinking about humans or feeling or allowing them to make us feel in a certain way. It's not allowing anyone, and it's not even anyone else. It's noticing when we're running beliefs and programs that put us into fear. The other people didn't do anything to us. They're just a mirror showing us what we are operating from. Everyone is innocent. Everyone is playing their role perfectly. And everyone is just helping us. And the more we come back to this, the more relaxed we are. The more we give our nervous system a break, the more we notice when we're holding tension. And it is at the beginning, it's a lot, I will say that. And at least for me it was. But the more I progress on my path, just the easier, more enjoyable, wonderful, miraculous, peaceful it is. The more clarity that I have with every step forward. And so I know that that is true for all ascension paths, all ascension journeys. And so coming back to the responsibility piece, when we feel any sort of negative or constricting, tense feeling in our body, that's signaling to us that we have been thinking something that is out of alignment, so it's coming from a belief or program. And that's on us. That's our responsibility. Our beliefs and programs are our responsibility. The other people are just showing us that, making us aware of that, helping us. And so then we shift. We bring in our higher self perspective. We return to higher truths. We remember certain things. Perhaps we take a deep breath. Perhaps we do some sort of energy process or practice. Whatever it is that we are called to do to come back to our center. Because that was the other big thing that came up today, that it's about living from our center, from our hearts. As here we are unshakable. Here we're tuned into our higher self and guidance. So we're unmanipulatable. We are unmesswithable. And when we are tuned into this, we are like the peace we feel, and the joy, it's just like nothing I had experienced in my life before that. And so it's coming back to trusting in the reality, trusting that all that is helpful for us will be there for us for the amount of time that it is helpful for us. And then it won't be. We will have moved on. And we can think of these things sometimes as tests or challenges. But it's really all just helping us to embody more of our true self, so that we can live life on a whole other level. So with each rise in vibration, we're on a higher vibrational timeline, which means more dreams and desires, more things we prefer. And with that more higher vibration, we have more energy. We experience more signs and synchronicities, and reality feels like it's just bending to us. It is phenomenal. And so what I'm here to say is that when you notice yourself in your head about other humans, realize it's actually not about them. They are just showing something that you have complete power and control over, which is your own vibration, your own thoughts. Every belief you hold, you are choosing to hold. So once we become aware of it, we can make a new choice. A choice to live from our higher truth instead of some sort of belief we picked up from others. And a lot of these beliefs at the time seem so real because so many other people are believing them. But that doesn't make them real. The experience of it is real, yes. Yet, when we come back to our self, come back to our true self, our higher self, our soul, we'll realize when we have a knowing, when we know what is true for us, it doesn't matter what anyone else believes. Like, I'm being called to make these videos, but I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. No one else on this entire planet has to believe a single word I say. And yet I still will know my truth. I still will listen to my higher self and act on that and know that to be true. Because I have lived the other way for so long. And I have seen the difference. And with every old perspective that I shift back to my original truth, the better life gets. And so it really doesn't matter what anyone else thinks or believes or says. What matters is that we are trusting in ourselves, that we know within us what is true for us. And of course, we'll go on many explorations where we see where we find out different things, that we do trial and error, and we have little experiments and all this kind of stuff, so that our human self can really be rooted in our higher truth. Because it does take our humans some time to really anchor these higher truths in, because we've believed in a different way for so long. And so trust the process. And it's coming through to say that trust that you are safe. Because all fear is saying that we are not safe. All making guilty is saying that we are a victim. Yet we are so safe. We are eternal beings. We are energy. We are vibration. We are light. We are source. In reality, when we look at the multidimensional reality, we cannot be hurt. And thus we are always safe. And the more we embody this truth, the more safe we feel in our daily life, and the more our reality reflects that back to us. Yet we have to be the ones to make the choice to think in a different way, to feel in a different way. Remember, our thoughts, our feelings are our responsibility. If we feel confused, that's our responsibility. And so it's a call to return to our heart, to return to ourself. And trust that as you continue on this path, things that feel like so heavy, they get lighter and lighter until one day they just aren't even there anymore. They've completely dissolved. Yet it takes diligent and persistent choices, choosing alignment, choosing what is resonant with our heart, choosing our higher truths. When any old program or pattern comes up, yet we have the power. We have the power to release all of what is not us. And the power we have is, it's just like, what's coming to me now is like the power we have is so much, it's so greater than any illusion. Like, the illusions are nothing compared to the power we have. And there's really no comparison. Yet what I am saying here is that even though it may feel like these patterns or programs have some sort of hold on you, they don't. It's just a part of the process of letting them go. So just keep reinforcing your truths. Keep moving forward. And I am a testimony that as you continue to move forward, it will get easier, it will get better, it will get clearer. Life does get more peaceful, more enjoyable, more abundant, more of everything that we actually are, because we are embodying more of our true self. And the outer reality must reflect that back, because that is the vibration that we are emitting. So yeah, it's another realization, but it's, I guess, another level of realization of something we've realized. And so remember that there's also many levels. And so have grace and compassion with yourself. And the more grace and compassion we have with ourselves, the more the easier it will be to have with others. The more we see ourselves as this innocent light being going on our path, the more we see others in that way. And the more we come back to these true perspectives, we remember these perspectives, the more they become our default. And we live in a much more natural way. And natural coming up right now is that we are relaxed, we are present, we are trusting, we have faith. We are grateful. We are creative, we are curious, we are open-minded. We find joy in everything. And we can find joy in everything. Yet it's our choice to find that joy in everything. And so I will leave you with that today. And remember that every thought and every feeling is creating our reality. So that the more we shift back to how we want to feel, how we prefer to think, the more we're going to see the results outside of us. And this is coming from someone who has been seeing these results more and more the more I continue on my path. And I know you already know this to be true inside. It just sometimes helps to have another human share this, as it has helped me so much when seeing other humans share different things that let me know that, oh yeah, that idea or that insight that I received, it was a confirmation. Or just that knowing that you have within you to keep going on this path. And so it is an honor to be some encouragement today. It is an honor to share this with you and to be a part of your journey. Yeah, sending you much love and blessings on your path. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.